My name is Matthew Degnan, and I am a student from Christ for the Nations Institute. If you've seen me around, I stick out like a sore thumb, really, because I have cerebral palsy. It's a disability that is caused from bleeding on the brain when I was born. It has been a part of my life, but I honestly don't accept it. It is not who I am compared to who I am in Christ. If I was to describe in one word my everyday life, it would be perseverance. Because not like many, I actually have to work 10 times harder than normal compared to someone else. 1 mile for me is like 10 miles for you walking. One day someone came to me and asked me, "Matt, you're different compared to other people who have disabilities. Why is that?" Is because I have that revelation of Jesus, and that He is my hope, and I get to share that hope with other people. I get to pray for other people for their own healing at the same time while I'm believing for my own. And it's just a beautiful thing to see someone else healed besides me, because when I do see other people healed, I do see myself.
Give warmth, give me grace. Make sense of me, sister. Make reason for faith. Be good, little nightmare.
You are never a mistake. You are never an accident. I'm Matt Degnan, and I am a mountain mover. When I look at my life in the past, I could only see God's faithfulness and how He brought me out of the most difficult situations in the darkest times. And it was His voice that has carried me through, that has encouraged me, that has given me just the breath to move on in life. Knowing that I have purpose, knowing that I have hope.
When parents get the news that their children are going to be born with a birth defect, they start to wonder, they start thinking, they start worrying. They say, what problems is this going to cause? What issues is this going to create? Is this going to be something that's going to change our lives? Is it going to make everything more difficult? And the answer is yes to everything. I've gotten to know Matt. I've gotten to hear his story, hear his life. We've gotten to exchange life together. We've lived in the same, we were roommates for a while. He always has this joy about him. And I think this cerebral palsy has given him the opportunity to be joy, to have joy. He's always positive. He's always energetic. And it's something that I look around and I'm like, why can't the rest of the world be like this? The faith that I've seen Matt walk through time and time again. There's been times where he's like, I don't know how I'm going to get here. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't know what can be done here. But yet he relies on the faith that God gave him long ago, because God's been the one who took him through everything, who got him from point A to point B. I've heard countless stories about times when he was traveling from one place to another. One time when he was walking to a library, he walked there and he forgot the book. So he went home and he walked back and he forgot his library card. So he was on his way home and he cried out to God. He said, "God, I can't make it." And when he got home, he knew he had to go back. And so he grabbed his library card, he grabbed his book, and he walked out the door. And a friend of his was driving down the street. "Hey, do you need a ride?" It's like, yeah. Out of nowhere, that this person came. This person offered him a ride. And honestly, personally, from hearing the story, I believe it was God that sent him around. God that carried him through.
I'm Will Ford, Director of Marketplace Leadership. So, when I think about Matt, just having Matt as a student and really what he's been for me. When I first saw him, of course, I always wanted to go to him, pray for, regard his health condition. But beyond that, the Lord began to speak to me, not just about the prophetic giftings that lie within him. And matter of fact, even in my own life, God's used Matt in that way. Last year, that Sheets, when he came through, he was given a message about the key of David and talked about how coincidentally he gets keys from people at different times that are given to him. And it just so happened that I received a key in Los Angeles, California, and I was told to give it to Dutch. And so this key I give to him, and it was to a place that was connected to a very well-known healing revival, which is all just symbolic of this new wave of healing that's going to be released in the body of Christ. So I received this key, I prayed about it, I said, God, what do you want me to do with this? He says, give it to Dutch. I give it to Dutch. And so that was last year. Then this year, on February 22nd, the day I received the key for Dutch, I received a text from the guy who gave me the key last year. He says, hey, contact Dutch because I gave him a key to replace the key that you gave him. And I was like, wow. So, well, I come to school after that speaking engagement, and lo and behold, I spend time there in the class teaching on Isaiah 22. I said nothing to anyone about my encounter last year or that I received another key. Matt comes up to me, he says, oh, Mr. Ford, I forgot to tell you, I had a dream about you the other night. And in the dream, I dreamt that Dutch Sheets came to you and he gave you a key to replace the key that you had gave him last year. I said, well, Matt, do I have a story for you? He about fell over just because he was so excited and in awe that God gave him a dream of what literally is taking place. So, and sometimes we think about people who have quote unquote handicaps. I think we have to flip it the other way, like how it's used in golf or how it's used in horse racing. When somebody or a horse has a handicap, that handicap is there because they're so much better and race so much more than everybody else that it would be unfair for everybody else to compete at the level that this person is graced to be at. I think that's what happens with people like Matt sometimes.
The reason why I continue is because I know that he is faithful to complete what he has started, which was good.